Warmly welcome to Exploring Miracles. I am exploring the lessons in A Course in Miracles by reading the lessons one by one and doing my best to reflect on the lessons as I go with the text. And luckily, there are review sessions in this book to really show us the solid place of what we truly are, from where we see the world differently because we are changing places here and perception as we do that. So I find it very helpful with these review lessons where we dig in a bit into what we have been experiencing so far. So reviewing lesson 101 and 102 here. 101. God's will for me is perfect happiness. The deeper understanding of this statement is God's will is perfect happiness for me, and I can suffer but from the belief there is another will apart from His. So let's reflect a bit on that. I think that these lessons 101 and 102 are a bit difficult to understand because what many of us, at least myself, are you happy, Teresa? I don't know. I was happy this morning, but something happened. I don't know. So this can be a misunderstanding that happiness is something else than what is really meant in A Course in Miracles. Happiness in A Course in Miracles doesn't mean wow. Yeah, of course it can be that feeling, but it's not how to have to call it. It's not a experience of that is connected to an event, really. It is the deeper harmony where we are in love and not experiencing the world or ourselves from a fearful place. So I will try to dig a little bit more into this. God's will. We accept God's will, and we are willing to accept God's will, right? And God's will, and we are a part of God. So we are a part of this will. We are willing to be a part of God, and God's will is perfect happiness for me, and that me is not a separate me, an individual who is trying to navigate her way in the world and going from being the mind and thoughts to observing them and then reading A Course in Miracles and there is happiness. That's not the process, I think. This is about really accepting that we are a part of God and we were never separate. And this willingness to see things differently is a willingness to not to be at war anymore what is happening, because things will happen. That is inevitable about being a human being on earth. Sickness and aging and everything that happens to us, that is a part of it. So this happiness is not to be freed from that. It will not happen because I read A Course in Miracles now. So in magical ways, not there anymore. It will be there. But will we be at war with all those events and the change that we all are going through? Will we be at war with it anymore? Because that's the suffering. Not being at war with our thoughts or events and the changes of life, that all the challenges that we know so much about, don't we? We don't have to be at war with them. We don't have to be at war with anything. Not even with knowing that there are wars going on in the world. Not hiding or being in La La Land, but we don't have to be at war with war, because it will never end. I hope this makes it a bit clearer. It's clear for me now. It's not sure that it will be clear in 5 hours, but at least that's why we are reviewing, to getting more and more accustomed to this new way of seeing ourselves as a part of God and in the world. So that was a bit of an extension in a kind of hard lesson to understand, I think. So the understanding of God's will for me is perfect happiness. That is God's will for me, that I am not in war with life. God's will is perfect happiness. That happiness is the removal of seeing a scary world and seeing things as horrible. We are saved from the drama here. God's will is perfect happiness for me. And I can suffer, but from the belief that there is another will apart from Him. That another will does not exist, but we think so because we are drawn into so many things with our DNA. Perhaps we are programmed to save ourselves from suffering and save the group in the cave from suffering and be very agile and very observant and you know, and all that is good, but it stirs the mind up, and we don't have to live in that state. So let's not be at war with anything in our being. The being cannot be at war. The mind can. The mind can even be very skilled at it. Okay, so let's go to the reminder of lesson 102. I share God's will for happiness for me. I think I touched that in my kind of long extension, because we are a part of God, so we share everything with God, and God shares everything with us. We are the same. Not really the same. We are an aspect of God. I don't know this, but this is what I understand from this. So I share God's will for happiness for me. Yes, I share anybody's will, but now we're talking God, and I share that very healthy and wonderful idea that I don't have to be at war with anything or anybody. I share my Father's will for me. Yes, I do. His son. I'm his son. Son here is everything away from gender, but we know that already. What he has given me is all I want. And then I have to contemplate what he has given me. What he has given me is all I want. What he has given me is all there is. So what I want is all there is. And what is that? That is a new way of perceiving things. There is one self. That is me. Can it be threatened? No, it can't. Do I have to be at war with stuff? No, I don't. My mind loves all that, but I don't have to be in the mind. I am not the mind. The mind is something unseen, unfortunately not unnoticed though, but it is not. It does not actually exist. Think of that. I think of that a lot. On the hour, God's will for me is perfect happiness. Right. God's will for me is happiness, and that happiness is I don't have to be at war with anything. On the half hour, I share God's will for happiness for me. I share God's will for happiness for me. That's beautiful. Now, a bit more about this happiness, because if you are like me just a normal human being trying to navigate from the reactive and mind ruled existence into something else. The mind goes, and sometimes you lose what is really said here. What about if I'm sick? I'm in pain. Somebody I love is in pain. Maybe I'm in a place where there is war. Maybe, all these things I don't have to mention because we all know the condition of this world and what can happen. And we are not saying that they are not happening. We're not saying, or A Course in Miracles is not saying that we should not take action or take care of ourselves. To take action and to take care of ourselves or somebody loved, and navigating a way, doing the things to find peace and harmony and health and money problems or whatever, that is actually divine, part of the divine, and to rescue yourself, that is love. Go navigating away from darkness. So nobody is saying that all these terrible things and suffering doesn't happen, but we don't have to be at war with them. We don't have to be at war with them. We are not neglecting and saying they are not happening, but we don't have to be at war, because then the suffering is doubled or multiplied in an absurd way. Something happens to us, yes, okay, we're accepting, and then we do something to make the situation better. But we don't have to be at war. Why did this happen? Or it shouldn't be, or all that. Not entirely for a while, because that is the reaction, the curve of shock. But we don't have to be stuck in that. That is what we are helped with here. And we also are helped to see that some situation that is really, really challenging, we can see that this situation is not aligned with love, and something needs to change. That is very loving. Okay, I'm in this situation, or with this person, or this job, or this country, this war, or whatever. It is not aligned with love, and something needs to change. Maybe I can't change it right now, but I don't have to be at war with it. So the bottom line, as far as I understand with this review and all these lessons and the new perception that we are getting more and more skilled in, hopefully, is that A Course in Miracles is freeing our minds from unnecessary suffering, not denying the real world harm, not denying, but freeing our mind from unnecessary suffering. So we take things that happens to us that are not healthy and good for us, we take them seriously, and we get support, we protect ourselves, and we can remind ourselves that there is another way of looking at it, and that is that I don't have to be at war with it. Thank you very much for participating, for stopping by, and see you soon.